Hey guys, what is up? Raymates here, doing another World of Tanks 360 gameplay commentary. Today, guys, we're going to go ahead and talk about, what to do. And I've seen people complain about this a little bit, and I understand how it feels. But what to do when you are a low-tier tank in a high-tier match. This is some beta gameplay, so if you're wondering why you're seeing a bunch of T110 E3s and a bunch of other big-time tanks, that's why. But this is from the beta. And I was going to save this for another commentary, but I felt like it was perfect. Now, in this gameplay, I do come out with 3 kills, and I think I have about 989 damage, I think. So under 1,000 damage. That's obviously nothing, but, you know, considering this is a higher tier match, tier 10, and to a slightly lesser extent, a tier 9 match for the most part, I'm a bottom feeder, basically. And, you know, people I think are having trouble just trying to, you know, they're having a tough time trying to transition back and forth in between being a top tier tank and being a bottom feeder or a low tier tank. So you have to adjust accordingly. Now, part of I feel adjusting accordingly and dealing with being a lower tier tank in a higher tier match is understanding the maps. And if the more you understand the map, the better you can understand the psychology and, you know, the methodology of what the enemy team is going to do. So I know from playing on Westfield long enough that the enemy team, typically everybody's going to meet there on the west side of the map. They're going to fight for that hill where you see I was just looking. All the big bad guys go there to fight. It don't matter if you're a top tier medium or a top 10 or a top tier heavy tank or tank destroyer. Quite a few guys are going to be fighting over there. And I know to the left side they're going to fight over there, and that's typically where you're going to see tank destroyers and heavy tanks. Now, often do you see medium tanks fight over there, but they do on occasion. Normally what I would do in this kind of match, if I was top tier, is I would poke into the town. I'd push into the middle, and I'd kind of stick my nose out and see what's going on, and I'd try to figure out if I can flank or not. Now, I know I can't do that here, and I gotta be careful. Now, I did see at the beginning of a match a Panther 2. Now, I know I can hurt a Panther 2, because I'm a Panther 2. He's fully upgraded, I'm fully upgraded, that's a fight I can take. So, when you're in these kind of matches, take the fights you know you can win. Don't feel like you have something to prove, you know, like right here, I see a Conqueror. I'd love to push down there and shoot him. You actually see me move over here, and I'm just seeing if I can get something on him. And notice, I'm not too keen to want to push down and expose myself because I still have a Panther 2 off to my right in the town, and I don't know what's across that valley. I don't know what it is. I know there's a TD. Chances are it's probably, you know, some nasty T95 waiting to shoot me. And, of course, a T95 is hazardous to your health if you are a tier 8 medium tank. And so I'm just trying to size up what I can do here. And I'm looking at this Panther 2. I get a shot on him here. I'm just helping out this this Karnan. He's getting melted by the enemy team, and I'm just trying to help him out. And I'm backing up, and notice when I got spotted, I backed up immediately. You have to play cautiously. Remember, if you are low tier, you're kind of like a support tank. So if you're a medium, you have more freedom to kind of move around still, because remember, your mobility is still an asset. You can still run around, you can still do all kinds of crazy things. You can still take full advantage of your speed. As a heavy tank and a tank destroyer, it's a little bit different. What I would do if I was a lower tier heavy tank in a top tier game with other heavy tanks is I would follow the top tier heavy tanks, and I would basically be a support heavy to them. I would feel the same way if I was an AT-15 in a match with Tortoises and T-95s. I'm going to follow those guys, and I'm basically going to be kind of like their second gun. So when I see them shoot at somebody, I'm going to shoot at that same guy. I'm basically going to try and double their damage output, try to help them out. Now, you see right here, I got popped. I got a little too greedy when I popped that Panther 2, and I stayed out in the open, and I got spotted, and you've seen a bunch of my health, nearly a quarter of my health got yanked right off me, over a quarter of my health, I'm sorry, got ripped right off of me by whatever it was that shot me. So right now, I'm wisely backing up. I'm using the cover I have to my advantage. I mean, yeah, those guys have powerful guns, but they can't exactly shoot through every building in this game. So I'm backing up, and I'm surveying the map. Now, I'm trying to get a shot on this T-32. I think I take the shot, but I either bounce or I miss. And you see right here, I take it, bounce, which kind of annoyed me a little bit. And now I'm looking to see what's going on the left side of the map. You just have to be an opportunist in the case if you're a medium. Like I said, heavies and I think TDs, it's not completely dire for you. You have to remember, as a heavy and as a tank destroyer, you're going to progress further in terms of gun selection than medium tanks. In many cases, you're going to have guns that, the mediums get a tier or two later than you. So you're going to have something a little bit more useful, and that's why I say, if at least how I would do it, if I was, a T-32 in a match with M103s on my team, or T-110E5s, I'd move with those guys, and I'd be like a support heavy. Now, you see this Yak Tiger, I took a shot at him, bounce, and I'm looking at him. Now, I know he hasn't seen me quite yet. Now, I am scared at this point because I see a T-28. And I'm terrified because they're both staring in the same direction, and they're just trying to find me. And they can't see me either because the tree is down or I'm just outside of their view range. And I'm hoping they're only seeing that tank destroyer to my right, the Tortoise. And I'm looking at them. Now, I do take a shot at the T-28, and the way you can tell if you've been spotted, obviously, if you turn your turret or your gun at targets and you see the exclamation point, that's a way to tell if you've been spotted or not. Not always the case, but I was very careful there. It really was a gamble on my part because I easily could have got, vaporized right then and there. But I took a chance, and I was hoping they seen the Tortoise, and they were just shooting at him, and that's what it was. Now, I do back up here. I know I got detected. I see the little exclamation point, and I'm just trying to survey, what I can do. I can't do anything to that T-28. He's too far away. I mean, if he was close enough, maybe I could take a gamble and hit the hatch, but I didn't like my chance. So the Tortoise hits him. Now I back in. I back on up there to help him out, and I get whacked again. Didn't do myself any favors. That's more of my health gone. I think I take another hit here before it's all said and done, but I got hit pretty hard, and I'm just trying to spot and help this Tortoise out. He's got a better gun than me. He's a tier 9 tank destroyer. I'm just trying to help him out. Now you see right there, you see him bouncing. He's hitting them, and he's either not bouncing or not penetrating. And I'm basically doing what I can to help him out. Now I'm basically gonna take a gamble here, and I'm getting sick and tired of sitting because I know there was a tank destroyer and a heavy that pushed down there earlier. And now I'm thinking, alright, I gotta help out, and this is a good, being an opportunist. I found the T-32 here. He was hurt. I went ahead and took it full advantage. For some reason, he hasn't even paid any mind to me. He has tunnel vision. I'll take it. So I shoot him in the back, and I took another hit. Hit the T-32 again. Somehow I either bounce or I miss. I hit the T-95 here. I have his back completely. Perfect positioning. I back up again, reload, finish off this T-32. This T-32 had tunnel vision. There's no way I would have survived this if he had not been paying attention. But I take another hit though, and I am one shot now, and I'm just trying to figure out, a way how I can maneuver up there. Now, by now, I didn't do anything to really make this match for my team. I just helped out, and that's all you can do if you are low tier. Help out. Do what you can to support the big guys on your team that have better guns than you. Nobody likes playing second fiddle, but part of the reason I did alright was because I understood the maps. I understood where the enemy tanks were going to be, possibly. I knew there was a good chance where they were going to hide, and I knew when I pushed down. I knew when I pushed down that T-32 and T-95. I didn't know what tanks it was. Bear in mind, I figured it was going to be a Conqueror I ran up on, not a T-32. The Conqueror must have got killed earlier in the match. But, well, actually, there's his wreck now. I just passed it. But I knew I was going to run into a heavy and a tank destroyer, and I knew if I didn't hear our flag being capped, I knew right then and there they are by the bridge. They are somewhere under the bridge. So I took a chance, and with me pushing, that Yak Tiger must have decided he wanted to get the easy kill. And when he turned to shoot me, he gave his side completely up to the Tortoise, and the Tortoise made him pay for it and killed him. Now, I don't know that the Tortoise killed the Yak Tiger. I just know there's a tank destroyer left. And I know there's a tank destroyer in the corner from where it got spotted. So I know there's a heavy tank here, and I'm going to use the cover of this hill to keep between me and this tank destroyer. I don't want to risk getting hit. Now, granted, I'm one shot. Most people would say YOLO time, and they would push up and just say the hell with it. What the hell they got to lose? But you don't want to throw your life away. I have an L71 on a Panther II. I'm still relatively useful. Now, in these kind of maps and these kind of situations, I would also recommend, I think it's good policy to consider putting maybe 5 or 6 rounds of premium ammo in your tank. In my case, you don't see it here in the beta. I didn't really do it a whole lot in the beta, just because I didn't really care to. But in the regular game with my Panther 2 now, I have about 5 rounds of APCR loaded into my Panther 2, and I think I sold off some of my my HE rounds just to, you know, keep the weight where it was. But there's nothing wrong with considering APCR. I think it's good. APCR and a L71 in the Panther 2, it actually has more penetration than the L100 88mm gun used on the E50 with regular armor-piercing ammo. So that's pretty darn good. You know, you basically have a tier 8 medium tank with a gun that has almost tier 9, slightly over tier 9 performance in terms of penetration. Now here I push down, and you're going to see the most epic BS bounce in the world here. And you also have to understand, when I'm pushing this T110E3, you know, I mean, it's somewhat YOLO time for me, but you notice I'm pushing when I know the guy is shooting at somebody else. I'm also pushing when I know the guy is reloading. I'm taking full advantage of the fact that the dude is reloading, and he has a longer reload time than me. Now, you're going to see if you keep an eye on the top left-hand corner, you're going to see a huge lag spike. I ain't going to fire my shot quick enough, and you'll see I lag, and I think the bounce was contributed to the lag more than anything. So, watch the lag spike, it's going to happen. There it is. Anyways, and watch the bounce. This dude was mad. Anyways, guys, that's how you play. And if you're a low tier and a top tier match, you got to be a parasite. You got to be an opportunist. You just help out where you can. You got to do what you can. Help your big guys out. Pretty obvious stuff. Some people just, you know, it's a transition people have to learn to make. Anyways, guys, this gameplay commentary is coming to an end. I'll catch you guys later. I'll probably be doing, finishing up the reviews. I'll be doing the T2 medium, the M2 medium tank, and I'll probably do the M4 Sherman a little bit later, and maybe the Jumbo Sherman after that. Don't ask me to do the M3 Lee. I don't want to put myself through that misery. But I'm going to finish up the American medium line, and I will probably do some of the German mediums, at least what's left of it. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.